I'm able to be.
Or good morning. Welcome back to Just a Girl Talk. My name is Janine. And y'all always forget to hit that unloop of the 30 seconds. But happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is having an amazing start of your day. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling really excited because I'm proud of myself for being consistent and really, doing this live thing over here. I don't know, it's just different. It's different than TikTok, but I do love it over here and I appreciate everybody for either watching live or going back and checking out the live streams later on in the day if you are not able to make it due to work or whatever you might be doing throughout the day. But I want to talk about a real serious conversation. Like, every conversation is serious, right? But I know sometimes we can laugh and we can joke about different things. But I really want to talk about something that I think is so important, and this comes up so often that it really is bothering me. It is really bothering me that women, mothers specifically, have tried to normalize just being naked and undressed and unput together around men, right? So I'm gonna just jump right on in and share. There's so many think pieces about this, but I'm gonna just share this quick little clip I came across, and we're gonna get right into it because this is really unfortunate, but this is the real reality of how women view daughters and how they see them and the world that we live in. So let me just play.
And if your daughter needs to put on more clothes when a man is coming over to your house, that man shouldn't be over your house. And if your daughter...
That was short, sweet, and quick, right? If your daughter needs to put more clothes on when a man comes over your house, he shouldn't come to the house. That is what women, that's their argument. Men should just be able to come to your house, whoever that man might be, and your daughter should be able to walk around with little to no clothes on. It could be her crop top, her boot, her spank shorts, her panties, her, like, if they're toddlers, like what is too much? There's no ownership on the mom to make sure that the daughter is covered up. Because we always make this thing about men being predators, right? Men shouldn't look. But let's take out what men shouldn't do. Let's take that out of the equation, right? Let's think about if we are just raising our daughters of how to carry themselves, like the lessons that can be taught by just having yourself put together at all times, right? We don't have to always make everything about a man and sexual, like it doesn't have to be that. But for some reason, again, women have the same think piece that if a man's coming over, she should not have to put more clothes on. And there's like, I was going through just, kind of trying to find the videos, and there was this trend, I guess sometime last year, where women were just responding like, if my mom said put more clothes on, that's a problem. Like, and if you see the comments, pull the comments back up. If we see the comments are very much on the same page, like, period. He shouldn't have to, plain and simple. Facts. There should be nothing wrong at all. At all. Facts. Say it louder for the ones in the back. And there's tons and tons and tons of women who have the same thought process. The same thought process that they should be able to walk around however they want to, because it's their home. It's their home. It's not the man's home. And if the man's coming to their home and the man is, if he's looking, he shouldn't be there. But how do we teach our girls, right? How do we teach them about just, you're a girl and you want to preserve your body, which means in all ways. We always think about just like the not being intimate way of preserving your body, but even from how people are looking at you. Or like I said, even if we take away the inappropriateness that women attach to men looking, how about we just think about, as I said, you as a teaching your young daughter how to just conduct herself in the home. You get up, you put your clothes on. I'm not saying you got to be decked out in a full outfit per se, like you're going outside, but you can have, this is where you do have like joggers and like might have your old t-shirts and things like that you can always throw on the around the house, that you just do that in general. Like, let's just think about this, right? This is if people don't know that, this is I don't know if it's every state, but I know at least in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, the Department of Human Services, if a child is in any care, if they get involved in your home for anything, abuse, neglect, whatever it might be, kids cannot share the same room, not even bed. They cannot share the same room. I believe the age is after 7 years old, 7 or 8 years old. So if you have a boy and a girl sharing a room, they cannot. They separate them because she's growing, he's growing. It's just, you just can't. And that's a big issue for a lot of families when unfortunately they get involved, because imagine having a home where all y'all do share the rooms. And I'm not saying this is anything inappropriate happening, but that's just the law. They divide gender. Once the children get too old, they cannot share a room. So now you got to find, okay, what are y'all going to do? These kids can't share a room. And we always think having these conversations has to be like this very like, oh my God, are you trying to say kids are having sex with each other? No, I just think it's just your bodies are changing. And it's like we think about things like this, like when little boys, this is something that a lot of grown men talk about from when they were younger, of like being exposed to pornography when they were younger, right? And how they contribute some of their behaviors as adults to that exposure. It's all about exposure. But we think like, oh well, it shouldn't matter. And that's like, it could be your teenage cousins, like say you're, I don't know, 7 and your teenage cousin who's 13's coming. It doesn't have to always be like the grown men. It can just be, family and friends. But to put out this idea to your daughter, she shouldn't have to. And you know what happens? She carries that same mentality as she gets older. She walks outside with no clothes on and thinks that she should be able to do that, and nobody should look at her, because it's been ingrained in her as a little girl that you should be able to walk in your house and nobody should be able to look at you, or they shouldn't be there, or you should be able to walk outside, and it's just, we as women, a lot of mothers unfortunately are exploiting their daughters, basically, because we attach everything to trauma, and we make everything, we don't think that there's a lesson in stuff. Like if it's not traumatic, or like I said, grape or essay and stuff like that, we think there's no point to talk about it. But there's so many lessons for our girls to understand. But mothers think that they're doing something by trying to teach, by trying to like stand on this, and it's nothing to stand on. I think you're just creating some very unhealthy habits for a little girl, and you're making her think she could do what she wants to do. Why wouldn't I want to cover my body up? Why shouldn't our girls want to cover their bodies up? Why not? We got to stop acting like people are not humans. And everybody doesn't have I want to, excuse my dog in the background, y'all know my dog is sick. Not every man is out here in a predatory way looking at a little girl. He could just come in the house and be looking at her like, why you got her around me with no clothes on? It's not me looking at her to be inappropriate. I'm just looking like, what's wrong? Wow, that makes a man feel uncomfortable. I think it just, we just put people in uncomfortable positions to be sitting in a room with a little girl and she running around the house with no clothes on. Like, that's a problem. But this happens so often. It happens too often. And this is like, y'all, this is a running argument. I'm going to show y'all another. I have reposted this video yesterday. This is on topic. This was in regards to women needing to dress appropriate around this woman's, around her man. She was just kind of like, I don't think it's cool for women to. dress inappropriate around her friend's man, and she's like, my man, my friends have to. If they, basically don't, they can't come around me or come around my man. And a lot of women obviously had an issue with that, right? So I'm gonna play the clip because she touched on the conversation around women who think it's okay for their daughters to be around, men, boys, whoever in the home without clothes on. So let me play that for y'all. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me.
This is very funny. I see that my comment, my last video got y'all real upset. But let me make a point because a lot of y'all made my point anyways. A lot of y'all was like, oh, didn't you know that you're not supposed to bring your female friends around your man? Did I? Because last I checked, my mother had her husband around all her female friends and they were dressed appropriately. I don't understand. So what? Y'all hanging out with females y'all don't trust y'all man around? That shows me what I need to know about what type of friend you are. Secondly, a lot of y'all in my comments talking about I'm gonna be the mom that what's that shit? I'm gonna be the mom that is gonna tell my daughter to hurry up and go get dressed because her uncles and boy cousins is coming. Why would I not tell my kids to get dressed? Why would I not tell my daughter to get dressed because her uncle and boy cousins is coming? Y'all be around like butt naked around y'all uncles and boy cousins? I'm confused. Like y'all too free in this country. Like y'all are. Y'all way too free and y'all missing my whole point. But I'm not here to explain shit to nobody because you know what?
Okay. So let's pause there, right? You see how it always goes back to you should be able to do whatever you want to do. It always goes back to that. She's talking about how women should not be. Why would you want to go around your friend's man with your titties out? Why? And because she says her friend should be dressed appropriately around her man, and vice versa, I'm sure they go to, oh, you gonna probably be the one mom to tell your kids to put your daughter to put clothes on. Absolutely. 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 Because again, if we get out of the inappropriateness of it, it's just like when company comes over, you put clothes on, you look presentable. We're so used to letting our daughters not even creating some healthy habits of appropriateness of how you carry yourself. We're so used to thinking that you should be, again, women are letting their daughters think that they can just do whatever they want at such a young age. So you're not teaching her about like just proper, what is the word I want to say? Like proper etiquette. Like there was a such thing where your mom just told you you're having company, get dressed, put some clothes on. It don't have to always be about, oh, well, he must want to look at me. But that's how our mind, that's where the woman's mind goes, because I don't think that you should be able to come around my man with your whole ass hanging out, that I'm also bad if I'm a mom who tell my daughter to put her clothes on. Why wouldn't I? You got company coming over. Why would you be prancing around, dancing around, hopping around in front of men? And this is why this is the weird, this is the side of things that make it so hard to have these conversations, because we don't want to be mature enough to understand that women are different from men. Our bodies are wired differently, they respond differently, and we as women just want to be able to just take the humanistic side of people out and do whatever, and think you could just walk around with your whole behind hanging out, like literally, and then be like, he shouldn't look at me. Are you, come on. So that, again, try to demonize and attack this woman for having a preference. Let's look at the comments. Because again, this is not simply just about the mothers, but this is, again, this was their argument when it comes to women saying be appropriate, put clothes on. It goes back to you, like, to even make that like it's a bad thing is wild. That's wild to say something's wrong with your daughter putting clothes on. Let's see if we got any kind. Let's see if we your minds are different because of how you were raised. You're missing a point. Clearly, you're surrounding yourself with men who are predators. I understand what you're trying to say, but at the same time, why are they looking? You see what I'm talking about? You still have the same mentality that you have to cover up around boy cousins and uncles. So yeah, I think you need to go get some therapy. Y'all see? You shouldn't have to cover up around boy cousins and men, or you around men. Your boyfriend must be a predator if he's looking. Like, this is, and again, my whole thing is that these mothers have no problem putting this information in their daughters' heads. They have no problem. No problem at all. We talked about this. My husband and I were talking about how mothers, we see it all the time. All the time that on their daughter's birthday, they always find or their daughter looking good or fine, and she half naked. The moms are always posting it. Look how good my daughter look. They gloat off of it. It's like, for them, they feel accomplished, or they feel like they're the best mom in the world when they can show off their beautiful daughter and her body, and she got her like, this is how it is. Mothers are out here, but again, we are the same women. We love to use that word predator. We love to use that word predator, y'all. We love it. We love it. But yet men are such predators, but we put ourselves in positions to be treated like a piece of meat. Why would you want to be treated like a piece of meat? Why? Unless we like it. I watched this interview. It was this woman telling her story about how she had a mother who was a drug addict, and she was sold as a child. She was required to do inappropriate things with men, but at the time she was so young, she didn't know that what was happening was inappropriate. Like, she was like 4, 5, 6 years old, but she says she remembers when she was younger, she sat on every man's lap in her house, and she remembers touching on them. Like, she was touching on these men, and none of them stopped her. So she was obviously around predators. But that she touched on this mentality that her mom never made her think it was anything wrong with being without clothes around anybody, men, boys, whatever. Like, it was supposed to be like, you should be able to do it freely and nobody should care. So she talked about how it took her a long time to realize that, although no, she was very much a child who was taken advantage of, and something that shouldn't have happened to her at the expense of her mother and her addiction. But she said it took her so long to let go of the mentality that you should be able to do whatever you want and men shouldn't respond or say anything. We always think we know everybody. We think because it's my cousin, it's my uncle, it's my whoever, we know. We don't. This is your family. This is your friend. This is your friend's son, whatever. But again, what's the problem? My thing is, why are mothers fighting for their daughters to be able to walk around like that? That's my thing. Why do you want your daughter to walk around like that? Why are you like, don't put no clothes on? You ain't got to put no clothes on, but why? Why? Now, if it's you, the daughter, her sister, and your auntie, cool. That's what y'all want to do. And y'all live in your house like that, cool. But even then, It shouldn't change for women either. If you have company coming over, you don't just run around in your underwear, even around all your female cousins. You put clothes on. My daughter always has to have, both of my children, my son and my daughter, they both have to have clothes on throughout the house. They're not running around the house in their underwear. Because again, you want to create habits that are healthy. You want to create habits that are going to train them up. In Islam, right? You know, little girls are to cover up and put hijab on when they hit puberty, right? Because your body is changing. You're now entering into, like, you know, womanhood, because you're going through puberty, getting your period. Like, you want to preserve your, like, you know, but this stuff is, these mothers, unfortunately, y'all, a lot of mothers don't even know that they're exploiting their own children by trying to brag on them. So now the man that you say he shouldn't come to your house if she got to put clothes on, cool. But then you put her all on the internet with no clothes on. He got access to her, like he could screenshot it and do whatever he want to do with the pictures. Because her mother put it on the internet. Mothers love to post their naked daughters. They love to, y'all. Mothers love posting their naked daughters. They really do. They love posting their naked daughters. And I don't think a lot of mothers realize what they're doing, because I think it's, again, like I said, you can't be team men are predators. You can't be team men are predators, but then post your naked, your daughter with little to no clothes all over social media when she's exposed. Right now, and I'm saying if she does it, that's one thing, but I think mothers do it, and it's like some sort of, like, I don't know. I think mothers see it as like, I made it. If I have a beautiful daughter, she has a nice body. Mothers, just think about it. Just look back at, if you, and I've seen so many people. I'm not going to post like people personally that I know, because whatever, but I've seen it tons and tons of time when it's birthday shout outs, they find the, you know, they going to post those pictures. They will. They will. I don't know if I would say they're living through their daughters. I think, again, this, I could do, like, women, the idea that women should be able to do what they want, wear whatever they want, and nobody should look, respond, react, is how women, a lot of mothers see things. Just like I said, in reality, when you think about, again, putting clothes on when a man comes to the house, we see it as a bad thing, and we fight like, you shouldn't have to do that, because we attach everything to trauma. But again, if we shift it from such a negative thing and we view it as, you're just teaching proper etiquette in the home, when you have guests over, you put clothes on. But we see everything as bad. I know a lot of women have been, you know, had some very unwanted, unfortunate situations as children, which is never okay. Never okay. But like I said, for this to stand on, women shouldn't, little girls shouldn't have to cover up or get dressed around men, boys, cousins, uncles, whatever, brother. It's I don't, like I said, my kids is 12 and 6, and they're going to put clothes on around each other. They're going to put clothes on when anyone's in the house. Anyone. I don't walk around half naked around my son. My husband doesn't walk around half naked around my daughter. Like, we just normalize having, like, proper etiquette. And like I said, if we stop making everything so negative and making everything so predatorial, and we just teach our daughters about just being young women and how you conduct yourself and how you carry yourself. And when you get up in the morning, you know, like you just put yourself together. And I'll tell you this, for me, it was really difficult for me. I won't say difficult. I had to be more conscious because I grew up in a home where it was primarily me, my mom, my sister. So we kind of just, you know, it's really nobody coming to the house. You know, Lovey, can you put her back out? Keep letting her in. Come on, there. So I was all like, we just got to walk around, however, in the house with one another. When people came over, you know, she would, you know, we would put clothes on. But when I became a mother to my son, I didn't realize or even second have a thought about having to preserve or be more mindful of what I wore and around the house with my son. My husband would be like, you know, you got to be more conscious. Because again, I've never had a boy in my house before, you know, so having to be like, okay, you're right. Like I need to, like, he's getting older, you know, this is probably around like 5-6 years old, something like that. And the difference is because my husband was in a home with his mom and his brother. So like you just saw that your mom, as far as you can remember, she always had clothes on, things like that. But again, I think we just naturally think everything should be free. You should be able to do whatever you want to do. You should be able to just have your titty swinging and your son shouldn't. Like, it's just like all this stuff is like, I don't know why we want to just be so free, but then we complain about all these issues when in reality, are we creating our own issues? Are you making your daughter unsafe? Are you putting her in danger? When you post her naked picture, her birthday shoot where she's covering up her breasts and her private area with her hands, but you post it as her mother. Look at my beautiful daughter. That's sick. That's sick. A mother posting that is sick. But again, we should be able to do whatever we want to do, and we should be able to not have to see no problems with it. And it's messed up. And I think we get back to like kind of how we talked about this earlier this year, about the prom stuff. Prom is a clear example of mothers exploiting their daughters' bodies. Clear example. Because I've personally talked to my students about how they wanted this dress, but my mom told me to get this dress, and the dress that the mom is telling you to get. I'm like, your mom said you should get that one? Like, your mom like that one too? Your mom picked this one? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, my mom said that she liked that one. The middle split out, your boobs is popped out, the back is down to your butt crack. Like, my mom liked that one. It's like, oh, wow. You know, like this is a very real thing. But again, we'll do all that. We'll purchase a dress, we'll get it made, and then we will then say, no one should look at my daughter in an inappropriate way as I send her out the door with her crack right there, almost out. She's taking, you know how many girls I saw trying to take pictures with a prom dress they're holding the top like this because the dress, the breast is too big. The dress is poorly made, and it's I'm not even gonna, the dress might not be poorly made. The dress is just not made for your top. And you're trying to take the pictures and cover up your top, and it's too much. It's too much. Why would I even want my daughter to be out there trying to do that while I'm trying to get all the videos and I'm zooming in and I'm doing all that and I'm exploiting my daughter? Because again, a lot of mothers, when they have a pretty, attractive, you know, daughter with a nice body, they get off on that. And I'm not saying like get off in the sexual. I'm just saying like they find it like they can gloat and they can brag and they can like, oh, look how beautiful my daughter is. You see, we've seen the movies, we've seen how the moms will show the prettier daughter or the more attractive, like, you know, we've seen it. What would you say to a woman who say, tell the men to stop being nasty? I mean, I think that is all we hear, right? I think as we know, right, there's going to be some inappropriate people in this world. There's inappropriate men and women. And I think that trying to just combat oh, he should just stop being nasty as your excuse to not just carry yourself with class. I think that's just another excuse and cop out to do whatever you want to do. Like it's just, again, that's somebody, again, if we view men as nasty, because women do, they call them, I just showed y'all, look, go back, let me pull the post back up. The woman said in the comments, she said that she needs therapy. If you tell your daughter that she need to put clothes on, you need to go to therapy. She said her boyfriend and his friends must be predators if her friends got to put clothes on around them. Look at the comments. Hold on, let me play it again. Let me go back. I'm gonna play the clip. Hold on.
Whatever y'all be going through, that's why y'all go. I tell my daughter to get dressed because her uncle and boy cousins is coming. Y'all be around like butt naked around y'all uncles and boy cousins. But females, y'all don't trust y'all man around. That shows me what I need to know about what type of friend you are. Secondly, a lot of y'all in my comments talking about I'm gonna be the mom that what's that shit? I'm gonna be the mom that is gonna tell my daughter to hurry up and go get dressed because her uncles and boy cousins is coming. Why would I not tell my kids to get dressed? Why would I not tell my daughter to get dressed because her uncle and boy cousins is coming? Y'all be around like butt naked around y'all uncles and boy cousins. I'm confused. Like, y'all too free in this country. Like, y'all way too free, and y'all missing my whole point. But I'm not here to explain shit to nobody, because you know why? Whatever y'all be going through, that's why y'all go through the shit that y'all go through, because y'all just not y'all don't even respect one another, like, respectfully. I'm gonna say what I say. If you're gonna come around my man, you're gonna dress appropriately. And this is why I don't have friends anyway. I'll just be speaking on what I see. And this is an ongoing issue. Like, and y'all know it's an ongoing issue because y'all know not to bring y'all male, y'all friends around y'all nigga. But y'all want to get mad at me because I said it. And I said it with my chest high. My chest will be high. My elbows will be up. I said it. What will you do? Come slap me. Come slap me.
Okay, so look at the comment. The comment right here. She says, you're missing the point. Clearly, you're surrounding yourself with men who are predators. I understand what you're trying to say, but at the same time, why are they looking? Why are they looking at your big old titties sitting on the table? Why are they looking? Why would he be look like? I don't know where else to look. I think if I was with my husband and we were out with a woman and like his friend, and it would be uncomfortable for me and him. Like, it's just like, girl, like, what are we doing? Like, oh God, like, like, okay. So, then she says, the creator responded. She said, I actually don't. She said, you still have the same mentality that you have to cover up around boy cousins and uncles. So yeah, I think you need to go get some therapy. You see what I'm saying? You need therapy because you think that you should put clothes on and dress appropriate around males. Everybody just need to come to Islam. We just all got to come and understand this, because this is the crazy part, right? This is how crazy, because, and I'm gonna just speak for this because my husband and I talked about this just recently. We talked about this recently about how it's when we combine men and women together, it is always going to end up somebody going to sleep with somebody. It just happens. It happens. So, like, when we talk about how different it is for, like, me going to church all my life and everybody just together, but then you see everybody messing with each other, and the pastor sleeping with this person and she's sleeping with him, and because we all are coming, and I'm distracted by your booty, right? But it's like, naturally, when we come together as men and women and we are seeing our bodies, is going to entice you, and it's going to make, like it's hard to stay focused. So when we separate each other, and I think that that's when we as human beings understand that we cannot live in a world we think we could just all be naked together and be like, whoo, like that's another level of crazy, of delusion, to think that we should be able to be men and women, be together, and we all walk around naked and nothing's supposed to happen. Nothing. Which is why we stay separated. And it's like, this makes so much sense. We don't have to be like distracted. We don't have to be, missing the point. We just have to realize that we're different. And I think we live in a society where we're trying to make everything equal and identical, shall I say. Our bodies respond differently. They operate differently. And as I said, I think it's more so like, it's just so sick that even just like I said, using that as an attack, like, oh, you're probably the mom who will tell you to put clothes on. Like, yeah. I think that makes me a pretty good mom. I'm looking out for my child. I'm trying to make sure that my child understands how important it is to take care of herself. Like, like for you to think you trying to say I'm a bad mom or I'm something wrong with what she's trying to say is, though, you're sick in the head that you are trying to tell your daughter to put clothes on. You're the sick one. You're the disgusting one. That I told my daughter to go put clothes on because Uncle Bobby's coming over. These girls walk around, young girls, even in school, y'all. They're walking around in crop tops. And when the summertime comes, everything goes. Everything goes. Everything. They're walking around with little to no clothes on at 14, 15, 16 years old. Why? And then you're going to have a mother who's going to say, well, they shouldn't be looking at my daughter. They shouldn't be looking at my daughter. This is sick. Why would you date someone who would look at your friend be so serious? If your children have to change their clothes in their home because someone is coming over, then just maybe that person shouldn't be coming over. The kids should be able to do what they want in their home. And if what does it say? If your children have to change clothes in their home because someone is coming over, then maybe, just maybe, that person shouldn't be coming over. That is sad. Like I said, I think if we put this idea in our daughters' heads so young, if we put these ideas in our daughters' heads so young, we're really messing our girls up. We are messing our girls up, y'all. It is hard. I took my niece shopping not that long ago, like maybe last year, to get clothes, and it's tough. But this shouldn't be about a man. This should be about just in general. When you have company, you put clothes on. Because I already told y'all, these women out here, they ain't all safe around your daughters. Y'all keep thinking it's just these men. You better protect your daughters also from these women. You better protect your daughters from these women as well. Y'all think you gotta just protect her from the men, but these women ain't safe. These women ain't safe at all. So you think she could just walk around butt naked around her aunties and her auntie best friend and her best friend cousin that's just decided to come over, and ain't nothing gotta be? Girl, be careful. Be careful. Have your son think he could just walk around however? No. No. You this is why, yes, that's why we got to we got to protect our babies. And like I said, everything doesn't have to be related to like inappropriateness. Is this can be just life lessons of how you carry yourself, how you conduct yourself. Why would I want to create these habits? Why do we want to make our girls think that they don't have to get up and comb their hair, put on clothes, whatever it might be? My daughter has like some of her skirts that she might have that she got either too tall for. She needs to put shorts underneath them. You don't walk around, even if her dresses are long, you put shorts on underneath. Now she's old enough to like know how to close her legs. But when we were younger, my husband would be like, just put shorts underneath her dress, because she's not, as conscious of like keeping her legs closed and all of that. So you want to make sure that if she's rolling around or playing or whatever in the dress, that she does have shorts underneath it. So it's just about, again, helping your girls your children, should I say, not just your girls, but your children understand preserving their bodies. Your body is precious. This is what we need to start teaching our girls. Your body is so precious that you don't want anybody to see your body. If it's not mommy or daddy and mommy, daddy helping you get dressed or something, your body is so precious that you cover it up. You keep it precious. It's beautiful. Like, we start putting that idea in our daughters' heads, how precious their bodies is, how beautiful your body is. And your body should not be shown to any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you start to just instill these things. But it doesn't have to be like you put clothes on because your uncle coming over the house and I'm looking at you. Like, you start putting that type of stuff in your daughter's heads and you think, well, your uncle coming over, but you don't got to put no clothes on. He shouldn't be looking at you. We start putting that in our daughter's head so young that she becomes these women out here who thinks the same way. I should be able to do whatever I want to do. Because my mom told me that my uncle came over, I had to put no clothes on. He couldn't come into our house. Is that crazy? Is that not crazy? Like we really, we're not always logical, y'all. We're not always logical. It's definitely programming. It is definitely programming. It is definitely programming. And as I said, all the women, the moms who they exploit their daughters all the time. All the time. All the time. And I'm telling you, prom is the time they do it. Birthdays is the time they do it. They do the random posts on Facebook. They daughters, and your daughter, if your daughter is of a certain age and she taking certain pictures, cool, she's grown. But do you think I'm going to share on my Facebook, on my Instagram, my daughter with her? I'm gonna share the picture that Regina Carter took on my page and be like, happy birthday to my daughter with her bent over. Oh no. Why would I do that as her mother? That means I condone this type of behavior if I'm sharing it. I condone it if I'm sharing it. I'm going to post you bent over. I'm going to post you bent over on your birthday for my birthday shout out. No way. What you do, I don't agree with. That's what you like to do. You're making your choices. But I'm not gonna participate in posting it on my page as your mother, posting my daughter bent over, butt out, breast out. Well, I'm no. Mm-mm. No, nope. No, ma'am. Nope. There's no way. Thanks for tapping in, sis. There's no way. There's no way I would do that. And I think as mothers, if we start realizing that, we make ourselves look crazy when we do this stuff. Like I said, you don't want men to look at girls or older men to look at people and shouldn't be looking at your daughter and all that, but then you give them access to do so. He may not even know your daughter he may not have seen your daughter pictures on her page because he don't follow her. But now you posted this and now I got the pictures. Now I got the pictures. They mine. They mine. They're mine. This is a sick thing, y'all. It's very sick and it's very sad. So as mothers, we need to be teaching our children the importance of just taking care of themselves, dressing appropriately, looking appropriately, no matter who's coming to the house, no matter where you're going. Not undermining, oh, it's just Uncle Bobby, you don't got to put no clothes on. No. Oh, it's just your cousin, you don't got to put no clothes on. Oh, it's just my friend, you don't got to put no clothes on. No, put the clothes on. Teach your daughter to get up every day, get herself together, put clothes on, get her some joggers, just get her some appropriate clothes to walk around the house, even while nobody's there. Just in general, you get up and you put clothes on. You don't walk around the house in your panties and your bra. Remember on Players Club when Lisa Ray's cousin was walking around her panties and bra around her boyfriend, and what ended up happening? They end up sleeping together. What are you doing? You live in my apartment, first of all, and you walk around my apartment with your panties and bra on, talking about, oh, it's just Lance. Girl, what? Girl, what? It's just Lance? Did you just say that? It's just Lance. That's how these women think. And that's what that woman was saying. Like, y'all think y'all should be able to do with that and nothing should be wrong with it. Y'all insane. Y'all are delusional. Delusional. Whew, y'all. Tap the live. Like the live. Like the live, y'all. Because I just really want us as women, as mothers, to be mindful. Be mindful. Be mindful, because this is not okay. Standing on business for something that shouldn't be stood on is not okay. Protect your children. As I said, let them know how precious their bodies are, how beautiful it is, how amazing it is. And you protect it and you preserve it as much as you can. As much as you can. And you know how you do that? You set the example. Your daughter will follow what you do if you do the right thing. She will follow what you do if you do the right thing. You get up every day, put your clothes on, brush your teeth, whatever it might be, you make it a part of the routine. So regardless of who's coming to the house, she's up and at it. She's already prepared to just, while you're lounging in appropriate clothing, not lounging in your panties and your bra. Okay? All right, y'all. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for tapping in and watching the live. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and support the channel. Cash App is on the screen. You can send super chats as well if you want to support. Yes, I thank y'all for this conversation. Like I said, this is much needed. This is something that is really frustrates me, because I feel like we put a lot of our children in vulnerable, dangerous situations because we're trying to stand on stupidity, pure stupidity. So So yeah, y'all, I will. What is? Oops. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Here we go. All right. So I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your day. And let me know on go if you missed this if you didn't see the full episode of this conversation, go back and watch it if you want to, and let me know in the comments if you have any topics you want me to talk about specifically on live and we can chat about. And we can definitely open up to having guests over here, y'all. So I really am excited to keep building up our conversations over on the YouTube side. And yeah, so share the stream out. It'll go up on YouTube. You guys can go back and watch it, share it with somebody who might also need to hear this conversation. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.